Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Coffee Time Career Chat. So glad to be here with you today. For those of you who are joining for the first time, my name is Patricia Hayes. I am an executive advisor, career empowerment coach, and authentic networking strategist. And all that means is I love working with people, especially women who are in the midst of transition in their careers and their lives in some way and are in need of a little empowerment boost as well as some help and how to leverage their professional network in a way that is authentic, that is purposeful, and adds value to what it is that they are trying to achieve and to go to at the next level. Because, unfortunately, the truth is most people do not leverage their relationships in a proper way, if at all. And I'm here to help you do that and to achieve your goals at the same time. So, welcome. So glad to have you here. We are, in a new month. I'm super excited about that. And for reminders for those who follow along, and for newbies, we normally do, kind of themes for the month, and then follow some series or things like that over the course of the weeks in a month. This month, we're really going to be focusing more on situations, opportunities, issues, or concerns that have come up in real time as I've worked with clients, potential new clients, talking to other folks in my business space, and just bringing that all together and kind of doing informal Q&As, like here's the issue, what do I do type thing. That's what we're going to be focused on this month. So not so much a set theme other than the theme of, hey, what's going on currently? So if you have some issues you've been observing that you want some input on, send them to me. I'm open to it. Let's see if we can, work it into the conversation over the next few weeks and actually, get some things done, not just for identifying a problem or a situation, but also offering up practical real-time solutions, because that's what we're really here for, on Career Time Coffee Chat. So that said, Coffee Time Career Chat. I know I'm mixing words up. They're mine, so I can do it, right? Okay, so all of that said, the topic for today was this believing your own hype, the confidence factor in your career. This has come up several times as I'm speaking to people, as I've been doing some consultations with folks, and it is just fascinating to me the level of confidence issues that I see, not just in younger women or people who are new to their career transition and space, because that's happened, right? That's part of the growth, but as well with folks who have been working for 10, 20, 30 years and something's just taking them out. I know, I've been there, I've done that, right? Where a major career transition that you were not planning on happened, and it impacted you in such a way that it affected your ability moving forward, and quite frankly took a huge chunk of confidence out of you. And so it's like, what do you do with that? How do you address that? Whether you are on the end of your career or whether you are midway through and you just find yourself stuck and feeling very not just unmotivated, but having some serious self-esteem issues. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. Because first of all, the first thing is recognizing the role that confidence plays in a career transition. So when I'm talking about career, remember, I'm not talking about moving from one job to the next. We're talking about a pathway that you are choosing to move along so that you're moving from one level to another along the career journey, along your professional journey. And so that may include, moving on to a different pathway for a while to, let's say, go start a business, to be an entrepreneur, or whether you're switching industries, right? These are very strategic moves, very deliberate moves, not, oh, I just need another job in order to pay the bills, right? We don't talk about just having jobs here. We talk about having careers that will allow us to have some growth and some impact in our industries, in our families, in our communities. That's what we focus on here. So, that said, let's talk about the role that confidence plays in these career transitions. It is absolutely crucial to be able to step into an unknown space with some level of confidence about it, right? And that doesn't mean that you know everything you need to know about moving around in that space. It doesn't mean that you won't have those moments of doubt. We're not saying that at all, because you can't grow if you already know everything, right? There have to be some space for growth in order to move forward. And so that said, and so that may mean you're a little unsure, but that doesn't mean you can't be confident in who you are and in your mindset and what you're believing that you are capable of doing, even if it's in a new space. So that's really important, because ultimately what we're talking about is your mindset and your approach during difficult times or challenging times. So it may not necessarily be difficult as far as, something bad has happened, but it can still be challenging to engage in a transition when you're moving industries, when you're moving across the country, when you're shifting from working for someone full time to working for yourself. And you need to know, I have some level of self assurance about, even if in the unknown, you are confident that you've got this and you can move forward. And so, what happens when you don't, right? When you don't have that? So, here's the second point. What do you do when your confidence has taken a hit? And here's the thing. First things first, y'all know how I feel about reflection. You have to step back and reflect. Do not go down the trail and step off into the gutter and, play games with negative Nelly in your head, right? We don't want, negative Nelly is not invited along this journey. And so we have to actively take time to address it, which means you have to slow down long enough to acknowledge what's going on. And it's okay. It's not a failure. It's not a problematic. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you just because you're having a confidence crisis, right? And if you're having a confidence crisis, let's get to the bottom of it and figure out what's really going on, what's really, eating at you, so that you can move past it and get to the next level. Okay. So that's what you have to do. And one of my favorite things, so just so we make sure, you got to step back and do the reflection. Absolutely required. And when you're doing that reflection, that means being open to what comes to you, not brushing things off, not being judgmental with yourself. Acknowledge it, write it down. It's very valuable because it gets things out of your head. Write it down and then ask yourself some questions. What's causing this? What's bringing this up? Because most of the time, it's not the surface level thing that we think it is. So take that time, step back, do the reflection. The next thing when you're trying to review that and figure out what in the world's going on is you got to tell Negative Nelly to take a hike, right? She's not invited. So we've talked about that. Negative Nelly's got to go. It's fine. She can show up and you can say, yeah, it's been nice, but you got to go. These are real conversations we have to have ourselves. And anyone who tells you they don't have that conversation with themselves, then you don't need to be talking with them, because they are not telling the truth. I'm just going to lay it out there. We all have these moments. It has always been fascinating to me to watch those folks that I consider so extremely successful, to hear them say, yeah, like I was going down this path and I just didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't think I had it in me. And I'm like, wow. So that's that reality of we all have those moments, okay? Then one of my favorite strategies when these moments hit is to go read your fan club mail. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is we get notes from people who have been appreciative of something that we've done. Maybe, it's an email, maybe it's a text message, maybe it's an actual card. I love to actually send people cards, to say thank you or to, tell them how much they've impacted me in some way. So imagine what happens when I receive something like that. Those are things that I call your fan club mail. So when you get those, when you've had those moments, I want you to collect them. This is not about, bragging, or you're saying, I'm just so great. All these people are saying these wonderful things about me. That is not what this is about. This is about having the reminder from an external source that you know what you're doing, that you have got what it takes to make things happen. And even though those votes of confidence in you may have come regarding something else, how we're always talking about transferable skills in the workplace? Well, those are transferable confidence boosters that you can actually utilize and apply to your situation today. I know I keep a stack close to me, right? So when I'm having a rough day or a tough time, I can grab something and I can just read it. Sometimes they get posted on a wall or a cork board or something. But I also keep a little box of them. They're tucked away somewhere. And there are those moments when I kind of pull those out to remind myself, man, these things really happened. I did these things. And that reminds me I have what it takes to do the next thing, whatever it may be. So, and sometimes it may be, maybe it's an actual call to a member of your fan club, right? And who is the member of your fan club? That person who's always saying, hey, you got this. What are you working on? I'm so excited for you. Let me know if I can help you in some way. And it's not about calling them for help, as in like, what can you do for me? But maybe the help you need from them and in that moment is a vote of confidence of just saying, hey, you know what? I'm having a rough time. I'm thinking about doing some new things or doing something different, and I'm just having a rough space with it. So I just wanted to reach out to you because you've been so supportive in the past and so encouraging. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. And guess what? You're going to get more of that. I love conversations with fan club members. I have people who are part of my fan club. They did not know they were part of my fan club until I, let them know. And then they were like, what? I'm like, absolutely. And it's just so great because it feeds your soul, but it also feeds them. Because a lot of times people don't realize the impact that they are having on others, and you sharing that with them gives them a boost. It then gives them a fan club moment, right? And you get this circle going. And why does this matter? Because hello, when we're talking about my favorite topic, networking and relationship building, those connections are important to achieving your next level goals, because you have people in your corner who will support you in doing that and getting to that and giving you the encouragement that you need. Sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes, yes, are there always money issues? Are there resource issues? Space, whatever. Absolutely. But sometimes the most valuable thing that we need is the confidence to know that you've got this, and that you can do the next thing. There is value in that. And don't let anybody undervalue that. Don't let anyone dismiss the incredible value that brings to who you are and what you do. Okay. So you got to start believing your hype. And you've got that hype when you go check out who's been in your fan club, who's sent you those great notes, who's giving you those encouraging words. Write them down, bring them back to your remembrance, and help to really, internalize them. Replace those fan club moments with the negative Nelly moments of doubt, and then say, okay, what was it that I was doing, right? Which gets us to the third point, which is you have to dig deep for the golden nuggets of confidence. What do I mean by that? Oh my gosh, this is one of the most powerful strategies and tools that I still utilize today. When you have really tough moments, when you're transitioning, when you're trying to get, a new project off the ground, when you're trying to make a big move in some way, and you're like, I don't know, I just don't know. Well, here's the thing. First thing, rewind that career reel. And I mean literally, go back and think about those moments when you felt the proudest, when you felt the most empowered with what you were doing. And I want you to replay that. This is a important part of that reflection time. I want you to sit down and replay it, not just to say, "Oh yeah, that was a nice thing and I did really good." No, no, no. I want you to sit back and really think about what it was you were doing. What was it that made it such a powerful moment, that makes it something that you are never going to forget? And you know that it's like, you know what? I did that. I'm really good at what I do. And so that reminder comes forward, because what you need to do is then take that feeling, take that information, take that knowledge from that experience and leverage that confidence so that you can move it into the next level for you taking action with where you're headed to next. So for me, I've had several of those different moments. One of them that always stands out to me is from when I worked at one of the larger state agencies here in Texas. And I was assigned, basically the responsibility of overhauling this huge portion of the agency where a part of it was coming back in. So I was in charge of the restructure, of the reintegration. I mean, it was a mess. And it was a lot. And there was a lot on the line, right? There were huge opportunities and huge challenges that have could have taken me out at any given moment. But all of these years later, I still look back on that time as one of my greatest career moments ever, because of what was accomplished during that time, the challenges that were overcome, the support that I had from people in differing aspects of the work who were like, I can't believe you did this. Like, I can't believe you took this on. Like, this was potentially could have been career suicide. I mean, I literally had a very dear friend tell me that. They're like, are you sure about this? Because, like, this could be career suicide. And to know that when that was being put before me as a possibility, that in that time period, I overcame all of that. And it all worked together to create these invaluable experiences, these life lessons, these career lessons that no one can ever take away from me. It doesn't matter what happens moving forward. When you have experiences like that, and they are embedded in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, no one can take that away from you. And that's why you have to dig deep for those nuggets, because you know what those are for you. You have people who may be, again, like your fan club, and they can respond and tell you what they've seen from some things, but for without a doubt, those situations where you're like, oh yeah, no, that was a fire alarm waiting to happen, right? Or that was going to be a hot mess, but you overcame it. You dug deep. You did what you needed to do to make it happen, and you can walk strong in that. You can walk strong in that knowledge, in that information, in that, what I say, transferable confidence skills of knowing I can do this. I've done difficult things before. I've made difficult transitions before. I can do it. So it doesn't matter that the experience that you're having right now may be new. Transfer that knowledge, transfer those skills that you utilize in those previous situations to the new one. And then let's make it happen. Like, let's go. And those are the moments when you feel your spirit lifting, when you're like, I can do this, and you start gaining momentum from that. Do not sit and waste that. Do not let negative Nelly come back in your head. Do not let some external negative Nelly come say, well, why are you doing that? Whatever. You're like, you know what? I got this under control. Thanks. I'll check with you later. I have literally had moments where I've had to tell family members or close friends or just other people when they were like questioning something or give me some energy I just couldn't deal with. I was like, so I'm going to need you to hold that thought because right now I can't accept that into my space because I'm on a roll here. So we can talk about that another time. And I've had them give me this crazy look like, did she just dismiss me? Yes, I did. Because when you are challenged with confidence issues and you're trying to overcome something, you do not need negative energy in your space because that's just going to take you backwards, not forwards. You want the positive energy that's going to bring you forward. You want the positive insights that's going to take you forward. You want actual constructive criticism that's going to build you forward, not tear you down. Okay? That's what we're going for here. And when you review that reel, when you dig deep for those nuggets of experiences that you've already had, and what skill sets and what knowledge you learned, and the abilities that you can bring forward, guess what? This is when you start believing your own hype. And you can do it. I know you can. I've done it. I've seen others do it. And this sounds so trite, but it really is true in those moments of like, well, a couple other folks have done some of this. I think I can do it too. And it's not that you can do the thing, but you can do a thing, which is whatever it is you're trying to move forward to. Know that you have what it takes to make it happen. And that's the story for today. That's what we got for today. All right. So if you are having some confidence moments, some confidence challenging moments, let me know. I would like to hear about that, whether you share it in the comments below or whether you hit me up in the DMs, because I would love to be able to explore this more, to provide some more insights and give some more strategic tools and, and just timeless things that you can do to help do this on a regular basis to keep building forward. This is not a one and done. If you follow me, you know I'm always saying this is a journey, not a destination. So wherever you are along your career journey, guess what? This is it. Let's build it up so that you can move that pathway forward and get to the next point. All right. That's what I have for you today. Would love, love, love to hear from you. Let me know if you got any questions, any new insights, and any new topics. I'm looking for them. I'm absolutely soliciting them. So do not feel shy about sharing with me. Okay. Thanks again, everyone, for being here today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, Mondays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Central, unless there's a problem. But I'm always going to stay on top of it and let you know what's going on. So share, hit share, and share this with your friends and colleagues who need a boost and a little coffee chat to lift them up. All right. Take care, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.